Welcome to the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi After the Show podcast.
Yesterday, we touched on lifestyle trends for the home, for your living spaces, like gallery walls and wellness rooms and all of that. And that was so much fun. But there are other trends that could improve your life. And we want to go there today, right now. Okay?
Yeah, I guess you think about that, it not just at quote-unquote spring cleaning time. You probably realize it as you are about to have guests over and, the holidays are here and you start looking at how you have things set up.
I guess for the home thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the things that are trending in wellness and are really exciting too. And it doesn't mean you need to jump on it just because it's trending. But if you see it and you become interested in it, here's what and here's why. Okay. So grandma hobbies are in. We know that.
Yeah.
They're called grandma hobbies, grandma core, whatever. And things that have been popular for a long time, but they get this resurgence and they get shared on social media, TikTok being one of them. So searches are way up for things like crocheting classes. People are learning needlepoint, quilting, scrapbooking. And honestly, with everything in the world being cyclical, to me, it's like there's a ton of us who have way too much tech in our lives.
Oh, yeah.
And we are craving something to do that is better for the soul and the creative mind.
And hands-on.
Hands-on, yes.
You can get lost in it, really. And it's you're in the zone when you're doing it.
Opposite. I think it's a natural human thing to go towards something and then go away from it. That's balance, right? So if you've had a tech day, you have been stuck looking at a spinning circle on a screen, and you get home, is a screen, looking something up going to feed you, or is sitting down with like a puzzle going to feed you?
Or whatever it is that you choose that
doing.
doesn't happen to have to be charged up or plugged into the wall.
Yeah. Anyway, that's something that's in.
The funny thing I think about when you say crochet is my grandmother. She loved to do it, and I guess she would get lost in it, but she could also do it while watching TV and not looking at her hands, which was just mind-blowing to me. I think as a kid, that's the reason I wanted to try that, because I was intrigued. It's like, how are you making this blanket?
You do know how.
And you're not even looking, and all of a sudden, there's a square.
It's muscle memory.
Yeah.
She probably only had to think about the edges. And the rest of it is just build it.
You're feeling with your hands, at the edge of the needle,
right,
where you're looping and all that stuff.
It's muscle memory. Think about that. We had to really think about it the first time we learned to ride a bike, and then you don't have to think about it anymore.
True.
So that's a muscle memory sort of thing to do.
Are you still interested in doing that, Murphy?
Oh,
crocheting?
You were? No, were you ever? Look, I was for one hot minute, and she tried to teach me, and once I realized, I don't want to learn how to do this. Yeah. Like, doing it will let you know if you're really interested or not.
Yeah.
And she, remember that?
I do remember that. You did.
We were at
you
the
had
beach.
her show you how to do it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I was like, I'm sorry, Heidi. This is not my jam.
Yeah. Because it's just not, you don't have the patience for that kind of thing.
No.
Right.
I mean, I do lots of things.
Yeah.
Like, I do plants and
I do a lot
in the home.
The most I ever crocheted was, something that was about a foot long, and I called it a rope, because it was just one set of loops. That was it. I never could do the square thing. One of the last things that my grandmother ever crocheted was an American flag. You remember that, Jodi?
Of course I remember.
And she made these dots that looked like stars to go with them. Right, exactly. It was
right after 9/11.
That was right after 9/11, yeah.
She just wanted to do something, and that's what she felt like she could do.
How big was it?
They weren't big. I mean, they were, I don't know, a foot and a half wide, maybe,
huge.
by foot tall.
We still have it.
Yeah,
I think
it's really the reason that one is sweet. Honestly, is because she was almost 88 years old when she did that, and she was starting to kind of get a little rough around the edges on keeping things straight. And she would even say that, "Yeah, honey, these stripes aren't the straightest, but it's still an American flag."
She wasn't going to go back and undo it. She's
Right.
like, "I'm already halfway done."
It was sweet, though.
Anyway, it's trending, and I think it's beautiful and lovely. There's no age or place in life that's a wrong time to pick up something like that. So people of all ages are picking up this kind of stuff all the time. Phoebe picked up some yarn not too long ago. Now she left it at the house.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's the good intentions box.
She has a busy, and she's an old soul. So I think she'll do something with it one day. And she's an artist.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right. Something else that has a lot of people are picking it up anew. Sam, you'll be interested in this, is golf.
Oh.
Searches for golf for beginners has been up 800%.
Wonder why. Well, maybe it's because you get all that time in nature and peace and quiet.
Right.
Well,
I mean, maybe.
Those are for folks who haven't played golf yet.
Why do you say that?
When you start
it's
hacking
frustrating
at that
for you.
ball and it's like, why doesn't it go straight in the water again?
Okay, is that how it feels for you?
No, I'm just saying if you're just starting, you're going to be doing all that kind of stuff because you haven't perfected it yet.
Right.
You know, I think I had beginner's luck because I took golf in high school, and I did enjoy getting out on the course. And I can't imagine doing 18 holes because I don't know, I just don't have a whole day to do that. Right?
I can't imagine you doing golf.
Yeah.
No way.
But you know, I mean, on nice, cool, clear days, it was fun. The summertime, just not my thing. I'm not a diehard for it, but I always would do better when I was first starting out and I had the coaching, and, you know, it's all about the follow through, and you're not trying to power through that ball. It's all about approach. I guess many sports are like that. And so you're just it's technique and gravity more so than trying to muscle through, because your accuracy is lost when you start to push through harder. I remembered all that. And if I was coached up, it was amazing. At first, I'm like, wow, I'm meant for this. And then I'd get 2 holes into it and think, I'm not meant for this. you know, go the other direction.
It is something that people get, I don't mean to say it in a negative way, but almost obsessed about.
Oh, yeah.
There are men and women who can't wait to get on the course. They are not happy until they can get on the course and get that time.
You know the course over by one of the houses where y'all used to live?
Yeah, I love
the public course. Yeah,
the public course. The early days when we were together and I was still into golf, I was going over there 2 or 3 times a week, playing 9 holes after work.
Okay, I didn't
Oh,
know
that's
that.
cool. I
It
didn't
was just
realize
constant.
that.
I was just so into it.
You were the
Yeah.
one of the ones hitting the ball in my yard?
No, I never did.
Okay.
I knew where you lived, and I made sure on that hole,
Right.
If no way.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so funny because I had always heard, I don't know enough about it, but I'd always heard if you hit a ball into my yard, you're not a good shot. That's what
yeah,
and
you're
we had
not on
balls.
the course.
Yeah,
all the
well, they
time.
would move the tee box around on it too. So most recently, or I say recently, when they renovated and we were still living there, and they moved the tee box back or forward or something, you have to work really hard to put it in the yard of our old house, and people
We had
still were
all
doing
the time.
that.
And that's
Breaking
where the,
windows
That's
and-
where the golf frustration sets in.
Yeah.
When
Sure.
you just can't get it straight, and you're hitting houses and lakes and sand traps.
Right.
Hopefully, if you love it, you don't drive yourself crazy trying to be, you know, there are people who are naturally gifted at certain things and people who just happen to love it and want to be gifted at it. You may not even know this, Murphy, but someone in our family is very gifted at it. His name is Jackson. He's our nephew. And he is in high school and he's on the golf team, and he has schools coming to talk to him about, please come play golf. He's that good.
Well, there
That's
you go.
impressive.
And
Yeah.
naturally that good. And
Yeah.
once he discovered he had a gift for it, it's a gift. You know, it also, I guess the stars lined up that he also enjoys it very, very much.
Yeah.
So he spends as much time on the golf course as he can. And he definitely will, you know, I don't know if golf will be his future or golf will help him get to his future.
Yeah.
But he's
Or if
just
it just-
naturally good at it.
Or it just becomes his escape, you know?
Right.
It's really, honestly, it would be a boring place to be if we all had the same gifts,
Oh,
at
God.
the same things.
For
you know what
sure.
I'm saying? Having different skills and different interests is what makes the world an interesting place.
Yeah, and hopefully you can use your gifts either to help you make a living or help you make your life better. Like, it doesn't have to be the way you make money, but it's easier. Your life will be easier if you lean into your natural gifts. You have to figure out what those are, but your life will be easier if you're not going against, well, if you're determined to be an attorney and you can't learn that language, you're going to have a hard life.
Right.
You know, you got to
Yeah.
lean into your gifts.
Yeah. And you can always pivot once you get in. Some parts of it you'll be good at, you know, and you can, there's so many other things you can do in the legal world if you weren't able to pass the bar.
Correct. Okay, another thing that's trending now in the world of just hobbies and health and things like that, dancing. And it's not just TikTok, but TikTok dances get people involved and interested. But K-pop dance classes, people are looking for them. You know, the Google searches tell the tale of what people are looking to learn how to do. So dance classes, even country dance. You know, if you see a certain type of dance and you're like, you know what, that'd be a fun way for me to get more movement into my life. I had a girlfriend tell me that the other day. She's like, I don't have that gift of being able to dance. I'm like, we should take some dance classes.
I'm going to ask this dumb question, but are all country line dances the same moves? Or are they different?
I don't think.
I've seen line dances. I don't get involved in them.
And line dances,
I've always wondered if
they're not all country though. I mean, there's a whole lot of
but I mean, is it the same steps every time? Or
I don't think so. For me, they are because I crash into everybody.
I don't think so. And some of the country dance lessons that are being requested and searched are not line dances. It's like country dancing, certain sort of country dancing. But dancing is just hot again. People are looking to do it. And then another one that's near and dear to my heart, Murphy, check my box for this. You know I would do this every day if I could. I did it last night. It renews me. Heated workouts. Getting into a sauna and doing a workout. It is a sweet spot for me. I crave it.
So what's the thrill, just so that I know, I say thrill, but, to me, that would be suffocating and
I know.
And claustrophobic.
It's not for everyone.
Yeah, be a hot, tightly enclosed area. That is not the place I want to be.
First of all, I'm exercising. Right. Second of all, I'm high.
It's not for everybody. Correct. It's a trend. I guess it's been around forever. And people are doing high intensity training, HIIT workouts in heated rooms. What I mostly do is the yoga, hot yoga, but they offer hot Pilates and all of that. It's you moving and doing exercises in a heated room. There are a lot of benefits. To me, the number one benefit is that you almost cannot injure yourself in there because your muscles are so warm. They're so pliable. Mm-hmm. You get in there and you follow along with what you're being instructed to do, which is like any workout should be, a warm-up first. You do warm-up basic moves first. Then you get into the part where your heart is racing and but once you get to the middle parts where you're doing the harder poses and harder exercises, you can pose and go more deeply into the pose than you would cold. Mm-hmm. And you're not going to hurt yourself. I have never hurt myself in there, and I've done some of the most intensive things that I could.
That makes sense
mention.
Because warm up before I do my workouts, which are not in a sauna like that. If you don't work out, you're right. You can hurt yourself quickly because those muscles aren't warmed up. So I understand that part. But what about what makes the dopamine release for you in that? What is it that?
Well, for me, it's exercise. Period. Any exercise has that release for me, even a long walk or when I used to run. Okay, so that's there. But when it happens in that room, there's something about the satisfaction of the sweat is dripping. Like I sweat head to toe.
Yeah.
And I think that's really good for the pores, for my mind, for everything.
Sure.
So I literally leave it all in there. The other thing is I love the heat. You have to really like the heat. Look, there are people who get in saunas and just sit there every day.
What do you set the temperature at in yours?
125. You go up to 130 in there.
That's hotter than Phoenix.
Yeah. Now, look, I want to say this. It is not for everybody, and you have to condition yourself for it. The first time I did it, which was years ago, I had to keep opening the door, and it took me a while. Now I can stay in the whole time,
And the door because of the letting cooler air in.
I needed some cool air. I was feeling lightheaded. I'm never claustrophobic. In fact, I like small spaces. You know that. It's funny. The place where I work out, I took Murphy in one day. I was like, "You want to come see?" And I opened the door and showed him. It's a small room. It's a very small room. Yeah. And he was like, "Nope, not me." So I really like it. And sometimes you share the room with someone else.
I was going to ask you if that makes a difference because you're sweating and all that. Does it get weird or you just do your thing?
I just do my thing. Normally there's a hi, hello. We talk a little bit, but not much. It just depends. Everyone's different.
And you're following the program.
Following the program. It's a guided workout in the sauna. I just happen to love it. And I love that it's trending. But you have the infrared energy, like the infrared lamps, which is really good for you too, for other reasons. It's good for anti-aging.
Sounds appealing, doesn't it, Sam?
No, it doesn't. I'm sweating right now, and I'm not even there.
You have to probably really like the kind of exercise. I really love yoga, and in the few times I've done yoga since doing hot yoga, it's not as satisfying to me.
That makes sense.
If the greatest yoga instructor in the world walked in here today and offered us classes, I would be on the front row. But if it wasn't hot, I wouldn't enjoy it as much.
Because of the sweat. The sweat is accomplishment. That's, it sounds to me like there's a mind connection to the sweating, like you said.
I like it in the
cleaning
heat.
of the pores, the, purging the toxins or whatever. It's not just that part. It's that you just like exercising in the heat.
It's hard for me to explain why. It's a more complete experience to me.
Okay.
I feel completely wrung out when I'm in there, and because I can do it more deeply. But anyway, hot yoga, hot HIIT, high intensity interval training is hot right now. Heated Pilates. Everybody's looking this stuff up and trying it. And just because if you try it and it's not for you, there's nothing wrong with you. I've been to some hot workout classes that were full of people, and I didn't enjoy that as much. And it was stinky in there. And
all right.
And just that wasn't for me to do that with 25, 30 people.
What I do is sweaty people.
Yeah.
What I try to do now is alone in the sauna or one or two other people at the most.
The other thing that's trending right now is Legree. And so the trainer that I work with, Haley, that's what she's actually become an instructor in that. And
I don't know it.
It's a new kind of resistance training.
Nice.
There always seems to be a different variation on resistance training, which really is some of the best training for you, I guess, because you're using your own weight or it's other, resistance pushing against you versus you bench pressing or whatever it is. And so, but this is done on special machines.
Oh, sure. Kind of there are some Pilates reformer machines and things like where you do Pilates, but with the help of a machine to keep you in line.
And the resistance on these is tricky because it reinforces your core because you have to stay in balance. So basically what you're doing is,
that's smart.
Sounds like an intense, workout, but I know that's become a trend.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. Sam, do you want to do any of this?
Nope.
Not even.
Well,
what if they did hot golf?
What's funny is the crocheting actually appeals to me the most.
Of course.
Well, maybe you should give that a try.
I can't wait to see it.
But I don't want the blankets. It's like I'd be sitting there going, well, what do I do with this now?
Well, you can make pot holders. They're not safe, but you could use them.
I could unwrap it and do it again.
Yeah.
Missed any part of the show? Get it all on the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi podcast.